Ladies and gentlemen, welcome into the weirdest, strangest amusement park rides that I was able to find via the internet. And I do have to say, this video was kind of inspired by another video I saw on YouTube talking about an amusement park ride that's called a cave simulator. What are we doing here, folks? It is located in the Glenwood Caverns Adventure Park in Glenwood Springs, Colorado. The attraction consists of 300 feet of cave passages inside an 8 by 12 foot wooden structure. Although the ride design says it's suitable for kids and adults, the entryway only gives ride goers room to crawl through, and you'll have to commit to 15 minutes inside. It's like going into a cave with very narrow corridors, and I have to say, I would do this. I mean, you have to go in 15 minutes, so this right when you start going into it, it's a 15-minute passageway. It really is a commitment there. But I would say this is something you would do. There's basically no risk. Even if you get stuck, they can get you out very easily. So yeah, especially as like a cave simulator, if you ever want to go caving. I mean, the idea of going into a narrow cave where you have to put your arms up in front of you, otherwise you'll get stuck. There's just no way I could do anything like that. But this actually, again, it's like low stakes. Even if you get stuck, who cares? You know, it's right near it's basically is outside if you look at the simulator, but it is 15 minutes. I just thought that was such a unique thing. This next one, this is called the Digger with a D. The Digger. And this is like an amusement park. There's 5 or 6 of these around the United States, and all you do without a license, you don't need anything. You can bring your kids. You go on one of these things and you let them dig, and it's real equipment. And that's the ride you go on and you move some dirt around. When I was younger, this would have been a huge hit with me, as I was into much of the building mechanic, things like this, like most young kids. But I just thought it was funny that they have an entire amusement park, per se, dedicated to digging with different backhoes and things like that. The next one is Sky City. This is the Sky City ride, located in Japan. It is 4 stories up, and there's really only a seatbelt attached to you. There's no like cage or any type of cart that keeps you in. So you really only have a seatbelt. You're literally on a bike, and you have to pedal to go around the track. So they have several different variations of this, but this one in Japan, it definitely looks the most sketchy, just judging from the way you're harnessed in, just basically like you're sitting on a bike seat or just a normal seat with a seatbelt, literally nothing to your left or your right to catch you if something bad were to happen. And you also have, I mean, that place is ridiculously rusted there. Yeah, I would not trust that. The next one is called the Shard. This is a virtual reality experience. From the tallest building in Western Europe, you are sent down an imaginary slide at 100 miles per hour while strapped into a chair. They also have another virtual ride. Apparently, a building falls away from you, and all you are left with is the skeleton of the building. You walk across balance beams 800 feet in the air. That sounds really cool. I would do that for sure, especially the slide. You go down 100 miles per hour, and then they've got renderings of what it would look like in real life. I mean, it looks pretty sweet to me. And even the other thing where a building falls, and then this building skeleton, you have to walk across it. I don't know, those are certainly unique rides. And then we've got this one. This is called the Death Simulator. You are put into a coffin and you get pushed into a furnace by an attendant. The ride gets up to 104 degrees on the interior. It is considered technically safe, but certainly a very strange experience there. I mean, who thinks of these things? That's another one I would do, though. I mean, just for the experience, certainly a unique aspect of it. And then this is another thing that I found. I found this on Reddit. What a weird image this is. You know what? You could actually do a video on low budget hotel water slides, because there's like an entire genre about hotels that probably are like considered maybe almost motel type, where they're 2-star or 3-star. It's like $80 a night, $90 a night, but they randomly have a water slide with their pool. and it's like called low budget water slides. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But I mean, what is going on here? This just is such a strange vibe. Very strange photo. You get into some type of small, like almost non-existent pool area, or I'm not even sure if that's a pool. I'm guessing it's just, the start of a slide. You go up that ladder and then you go down to, I'm guessing the pool. It's just so weird. Like the whole contraption doesn't make any sense. Why would they build a separate area? Maybe they just wanted to do something unique and do something interesting. I remember when we used to go skiing out in New York State, we would always pass this one area, and they had a hotel. It was kind of like this, and they had a water slide that went outside and then back inside, like on the wall. They have that at Kalahari as well. Yeah, they have that at Kalahari. But seeing stuff like this is just so strange to me. It's like a dead motel. There's like 5 people with rooms in the entire place. There's nobody at the pool area. It all looks deserted, but it's open and it's a little bit dirty. That's kind of the vibe you get with a photo like this. But either way, guys, the next one we're going to be looking at is this parachute contraption, which looks quite frightening. 1941 is when this thing opened. It's called a parachute jump. Officially built for the World Fair, riders were strapped into a chair lifted by cables high into the air. The tower is 200 feet tall, and then dropped. Though the parachute and cables slow riders down, it is still quite the experience. Maybe that's like simulated skydiving right there. I wouldn't want to go on that just based off of the tower. You get a weird feeling when looking at a tower like that. It's very imposing to me. And it doesn't look like it's made properly. It looks like one of those Soviet-era mask towers that they used to build in the 1970s or 1980s, but this thing did fall into a state of disrepair in the 1960s, so it only lasted for 20 years. Next, it is Sochi Sky Park. Remember Sochi with the Olympics? What was it, the 2014 Winter Olympics? That's the only reason I know where Sochi is. This sky park starts at over 500 feet above and plunges riders down across a 1,600-foot cannon. And they also do have the longest suspension footbridge in the world that you can walk across. So it's basically just a massive sky park. And that is certainly, there's no way I would do anything like that. And then you've got this monstrosity. The Germans, they really lost it with this one. They lost World War II, and then they said, how about the Sound Factory? This thing is just, it's disturbing. It really is. What's going on there in the center? It is just one giant cluster of carts, and all it really does, it swings you around. You go in circles in one of those little carts. There's really not much scariness in terms of the ride itself, other than you'll get dizzy, and those rides can be very annoying because you're spinning around and also your little cage is spinning upside down and stuff, so that could be annoying. But just in general, the weird vibe to this one with the light up Sound Factory, with all of the different things going on, with the soda can in the center, the headphones on with a weird face all lit up. It's just a strange ordeal, and that's really what I was trying to capture with some of these different rides. Now, if I had to choose the weirdest one out of the, 6 or 7 ones I just went over, it would probably be the coffin. I mean, my goodness, what's going on there? Maybe the little water slide, kind of the weird thing where you enter it from the top, looks like a rundown motel. And then maybe that last one as well. But honestly, probably the death experience thing. That's just strange. Also the first one, you've got a cave simulator. Who thinks of these things? I don't know. But either way, that is going to do it for this video, guys. Make sure you're following me on X. Link to that's always in the description.